Ophelia. Taylor Swift. So I received a text message reading that I will be receiving visitors on Saturday. Today's Thursday. What's wrong with it? The plumbing crashed. The drain is backing up. And I don't want to receive visitors because it's unsanitary. So it will be Brian Figus and Mitch Moser. Those are the visitors. Wow. I was wondering if they could do something about that. They might like to visit another place because they don't want to visit here because the drain is backing up. Well, I can still bathe as long as it doesn't get worse. Does anyone know what causes a drain to be backed up? Well, God has to drain the water. I mean, where does it go when it goes down the drain? And where does it come from when it comes out of the shower head? So the water that comes out of the shower head comes from Las Vegas Water Authority. Oh, let me say it again. Las Vegas Valley District Water Authority. And then there's Southwest Water Authority. I don't know. I saw the building when I was outside walking. Southwest Water Company. Yeah. Is it also Water Authority? Southwest for Las Vegas. Well, okay, so I think there are two water companies. There are two power companies, but one of them is replaced the previous power company. So it used to be Nevada Power, and now it's NV Energy. And there's no more Nevada Power, but we don't know why. There's NV Energy. Why is there a power company? Oh, I'm starting to get hungry. So I am looking at that I will need to make soup for somebody else, and I can't because there's nowhere to make soup for visitors. Because you don't just tell them to get out because it looks like this. That was never my plan, but there is somebody else who made this kind of mess, hoarded mess, who would say no visitors because four is a crowd. Charles doesn't have to say no. He makes it so that you say no with yourself. He's totally illegal. I don't want to even know him. I don't want to KNOW know him. I don't want to meet him ever. I don't want to pass by him on the street. If he's Asian, why doesn't he live in Asia and pass by Asians on the street and all the leverage it is to be Asian and to be around other Asians only in Asia where white people are not allowed to live there? How did he get near Moshe Devarim? And I can't get away from Charles Toe for 23 years. Is that why they're in Asia? Asian people live in Asia amongst only Asian people, and they all look at one another, and they're all Asian to each other, all of them, each one of them to each other, one of them, other of them. So that's incalculable evil that Charles Toe was ever here. Yes, that's not fair to the size of myself, and I am dismantled. Thank you. No more sun and fun, food and mood, sin and spin, and top spin, of course, for tennis. But golf, I don't have the top spin for golf, finished. One round of golf, oh, I could have played more. I could have played 2 rounds of golf, and I don't know Charles Toe. You don't know how to take somebody out golfing and save them, exist. You could have saved me 23 years of time if you had taken me golfing. I could have gone golfing at the time I met Charles Toe. I could have gone as many times as you want. I can golf. Not right now. Now I'm a little bit tied up with that. I lost about between 2 and 3 inches of my height, so I'm not golfing right now. Yes, I know there are youth golfers, but I am not a youth at the age of 48. I don't golf with the youth at age 48, and I'm not their instructor. I am not ready to teach golf. I taught tennis does not make me a golf instructor. Is that part of the leverage of golf that's against myself? There are golf instructors who've never played golf in their life. Yeah, I can't fill in the blank there. I'm going to say no to being a golf instructor because I don't have enough play. On a more serious tone, you don't know how to take somebody out for golf. Well, God above is echoing my sentiments. In his tone, he's not really using my mouth. My mouth eats, and I eat sugar, every day. So I say things a little bit happy, but in heaven, it's not really happy that way. Only right here. Heaven can be happy right here, and then that's about it. I spilled a little here, but I was trying hard to keep it in the bag. I know I cannot use the word hard because it is a sexual assault on the threatening. Oh, wow. Who penis in Africa? Okay, let me try it again. I was trying hard not to spill soup powder mix on anything, like spill it. And I spilled a little right there that's under the bag right now. Who penis in Africa? I tried hard. Who penis in Africa? That's how I don't have to worry about the word hard being molested by a penis erect hard in front of somebody who's not yourself. Do you have a penis erect and you're not alone? You have a hard penis. Who penis do in Africa, where you're not alone is not a problem. You are in an African blood prison in Africa, so it's your problem. It's your penis that way. Okay, it's still 7. Should I turn it down to 6? Maybe. It will still need to be hot to make this smooth. I said it's your penis to a comment. The comments are starting to get heated where I forget about that I need to post a comment for all who could read the comments. Yeah, that everyone will see. I forget when I'm writing them. So if maybe that's how someone wrote a comment to me, I might have done that. I'm reporting it on the video right now that I am reading the comment. I see it directed at myself personally and I answer it. So I might have done that about 5 times by now. And I want to stop because it's not healthy. No, because it's true that the comment is posted on the internet and anyone who sees the video can look at the comments. Yeah, but most people don't open the video to look at the comments of a video and then say, oh, I think I'll watch this video. Yeah, it's the other way. So I don't want to dismiss that. Well, you are not my order. If you have a penis you are due in Africa, you're not my order that you have keys and you use everything and we have to have community guidelines. Dismissal by somebody got angry and directed a comment at somebody personally. Yeah, that's you not obeying the community guidelines, and I can still see the notification does highlight community guidelines right near the comments. It still does that, even though I see that it has been broken by Who Penises. Who Penises talking to females on the internet. Who's going to stop you? Who's going to stop Who Penis from talking to a female on the internet? It's your penis. That's all I have to say. And if I said that to you in person, what would you say to me? Would you show me your penis? Would you put your hands on my genitals? It's not really true that I can afford to say it's your penis, even though it's alive that way for you. You don't want to be threatened by your own penis is why you talk right over your penis, right to any female you want. Anyone. Who am I to you anyway? I'm none higher than he, deceased right here, and I have feminine genitals, deceased, because you talk to the female. I'm not even really aware of what is a female. I am just myself here making sure that I decease my leverage. What are you making sure that you help me to decease my leverage? You're like if I was drinking a soda, if you poured it out all over the concrete. Yeah, look it up off the concrete if you still want it. That's what I think of Who Penis around me and my need for food, clothing, and shelter. Yeah. Who Penis do in Africa? Yeah, but you can't say that to Who Penis. And you can't tell Who Penis, it's your penis. Why aren't you in Africa with your penis? What are you doing here? You're not a citizen. Because you have a penis doesn't have citizenship. Does anyone, you have to have a penis to fight with someone with a penis. What do you want me to do if I was female saying that to a male? But that's why I don't want to speak to you, but I can't stop because you are threatening me and my leverage and telling me that I don't have any leverage. I don't, because you're a male, you have a penis, and I don't have any leverage if you speak to me. Yeah, but what kind of leverage are you going to have? Are you going to have any kind of consequence to yourself ever? When is the God of heaven going to come and get you? Why should you wait for God to come and get you when you could talk to a female and say anything you want, anytime you want, to any female you want with your penis, and it's your penis? When is God in heaven going to come for himself? I don't even know what you do for a living. Do you want to know what I do for a living? I tell who penises they are okay. Yeah. That's like heaven being okay. Is heaven okay up there? Do you have all your keys up in heaven? Everything okay? And for those of you who say, I should be kicked off YouTube, I should not be on YouTube anymore, where do you want me to express my anger? Do you want me to get all up in somebody's face and be angry with them? Because that's how I ended up on YouTube. We are past that already. Well, you want to suffocate somebody. You want to suffocate myself. What's your plan? Just say no to everything I need for myself. That's what Charles Toe did, and he's not here right now. Charles Toe, he says, no need. If anyone wants to say, who is Charles Toe, to this person who is using the Charles Toe internet contract, just say, Charles Toe, his motto is no need. You K-N-O-W, know what the need is, and you say N-O, no, to somebody else's need. And that's how you are completely in control. If you could stand in front of a train on the tracks and it just comes right at you and goes right over you and you don't care. No need. No need to be on either side of the train tracks when the train is coming. So, do you have a plan for if your no doesn't work out for you? Or does your no always work out for you? That is you living in a public and you have deceased the public to yourself with yourself deceased out of your genitals. When you are deceased out of your genitals, you are deceasing yourself out of public. If no always works for you, that's how it's going to work for you permanently. It's going to put you by your own genitals right out of public forever. Then where are you going to work out your public mental problems? Because you don't have the public anymore. Okay. That will need to boil for another 8 minutes. Now I still need to boil it for 8 minutes. Yeah. Is that what happens when they tell you to turn down the heat? It says, reduce heat to medium and simmer uncovered for 10 minutes, stirring occasionally. So it was boiling on, let's say, higher heat than reduce. Yeah. And then it says reduce heat to medium. And then you count 10 minutes after that, but you have to read the whole instructions. You counted 10 minutes while the water was boiling, if it was boiling already. And if it's before you started to boil it, you have to turn the knob yourself. The directions will not turn the knob for you. Okay, I have 3 bowls of soup out of this mix, maybe. I might have to add less water next time. Yeah, to use the soup mix and make it the way I like it. That is because my first bowl of soup turned out to be too thin. I didn't use enough. Who's restocking? Are you buying restocking containers just for yourself? Because if you restock just for yourself, that's not the same thing as people who shop this stock and see the containers and they see everything that everyone has is the same. I missed a motion. There is a package of soup mix that's chili. It's left over and it's right there. And while I was talking, I finished and then I realized that was still there and it's supposed to be in one bag, but I left it that way. So, restocking. Who's restocking? And you're not giving everybody else the same thing that you have in your housing. You have to buy restocking material for other people, like a Tupperware party. You cannot just restock something and keep it for yourself in your own housing. And you could even post it on YouTube, which is how I found out about it. And then you are still not providing itself by that you have a link to that somebody can use their own credit line and credit card and they can pay for it themselves. Because we don't have that, we count the money high together. We don't count the money together. We see the price together, and sometimes we see different prices, such as if something went on sale. Yep. And then if we see a different price, that still will not cover a restocking. That means you are restocking that something went on sale, something went on clearance, something was thrown out, something was like shocked out of the stock. And you are restocking in your housing. Like I have seen this. I have seen laundry, like the scent beads. I've seen people take them out of their containers and stack them in something that's like, you could say a clear glass, something that you can take some out at a time. Uh, or you could restock beverages like juice. You could take juice out of the juice containers and put them in some kind of pitcher, which I would not do that with most juices. The pitcher, I might use that if I made some lemonade myself. Yeah, I would not buy simply lemonade and pour it into a pitcher and cap it and save it because you don't have the expiration date on the pitcher unless you make a separate label. Would you do that? You would make a label and put it on a pitcher just because you took it out of its original packing material. That's not fair to everyone else who doesn't live with you. Like me, have you been put out of your food money? Because I need it frozen in the banking. Let me freeze $1 off of you. Suck masters. You absolutely suck every threat to yourself. If you want to see God in a prayer, you have to know him when he is with you elsewheres. That he moved you elsewheres with yourself. Your identity problems are so thick that you don't know who I am. After 45 years of alive, I did not come here to enjoy myself paying your charges. United States is not a vacation destination for myself, none higher than he deceased. I'll take that out for me. Yeah, I have to tie up the garbage now, but I have my hand on the camera. So the utilities are on, and I'm doing everything for myself as though the utilities are off. 5-pack of bar cloths. Still here. And that's what I'm drinking out of. It's to be thrown out by a bartender if he sees it. Yeah. But I didn't throw it out because I'm not a bartender yet. But I don't drink alcohol. For the bar cloths, I can order 1 bottle of alcohol and not more, but I don't actually drink alcohol. Do you think I need some alcohol to calm down? I know, but it's not calm around heaven. If you hear me shouted, that's heaven shouted. Otherwise, I don't know what to say. And you really wronged me. Oh, yes, you're far in the wrong. Do you put a shot injection of Halidol into my skin? And into my, arm or leg? My buttocks? Because you want me not to shout at you. If I am shouted, how would I know what to say? It is not the same thing as that you don't know the volume coming out of my mouth whenever. And what I'm going to say, at what volume and how. You don't know how. Yeah, but I don't know what. You put shots of Halidol in me, and I was locked in a hospital, couldn't get away from you. After I shouted exactly to let me know it was about the shouting. And I would not know what to shout at you if not for heaven above creating myself. And you can't get all the way up to heaven on a ladder and put a shot injection into Halidol and put it into heaven and give it a shot and it would stop shouting at you. You are totally against your own genitals, akshav. Do in Africa. You don't afford your footwear. You don't have shoes. God didn't shout shoes into a life for you. You have footwear that are stolen from that shoes are deceased to you. When you die out of your genitals, you will find out what is wrong with you. After all the fighting you put up, not to know what was wrong with you in alive. You don't have a way out of this. You're going to find out what's wrong with you when your genitals come off, and you are going to stay that way. I don't even want to eat that. It's cheddar broccoli. I have to say it out loud so you don't think it's something else. I need something to drink, but it's going to be water. So, what is a sex offender if there's such a thing as deceased? How does one, how do I, how would I know a sex offender if there's such a thing as deceased? That means if I'm deceased, because I am myself, how would I know a sex offender? Why would I even be saying sex offender? That's not deceased. So I have to decease myself someplace else? Okay. Is that your get out problem? That you keep telling me get out, that I need to be someplace else and decease myself someplace else, and you don't know how far away that is from here. The someplace else I need to decease myself away from a sex offender is I need to decease the whole order of feminine genitals on the Godhead out of the order that ever alived itself. And that is 17 worlds in the wrong, with the final world where I am right here being 45 years and alive, all in one lifetime in one world. And I'm going to decease myself away from a sex offender and some other sex offenders. Which way do I look at that? Backwards or forwards? Do I say a sex offender from the most recent sex offender backwards, going backwards in time? Or do I say from the first sex offender going forwards in time? So do you know what deceased is? When I say sex offender, it doesn't like go together in your head because you have a problem that's not deceased. As sex offenders to myself, and you're alive. And you want me to say no to a sex offender because you're alive and you're aliving with my genitals. That's you not knowing what's wrong with you and alive at all. You're not supposed to hear that if you are aliving yourself adequately to yourself. You can't point the finger at anyone with your eyes looking around and say that somebody else did something wrong to you. So what happens when someone in the same last name as myself does not acknowledge a sex offender offended over the last name being shared with multiple people who are not adequately paying out the leverage because the last name belongs strictly to myself? If I say I know what is a sex offender, you cannot have the same last name as me. You must be deceased. No excuses. You must not dismiss what you just heard by telling me no and get out. You can move it nowhere anymore. I'm a former gymnast, and I had somebody made some grips for me out of tape and foam. So these are Cheez-It grips for whoever made those grips for me out of tape and foam. Tape like tape that you would wrap your wrists, and tape. Yeah, I used to tape my wrists. That tape was used to make grips with foam. They took out of the pit. It's a foam pit. They took foam out of there and cut it and made grips out of it, and I used them on the bars. And that's not exactly, the professionals used leather grips. I didn't have leather grips. So the people who were using leather grips made me use this foam grips with tape. Yeah, that was just temporary. I had to leave gymnastics shortly after that. What else can I do for you today?